Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Samurai channel, and today we will discuss the situation in Ukraine on the 22nd of March. Today we got a lot of news from the Ukraine. We got a lot of news from the front lines, and today we got a lot of information from the policy front line as well. And so that's why I would like to start today's video from the Mariupol. Because as soon as Mariupol falls and Ukraine will lose this town, we can say that the second stage of the Russian operation begins. And today I would like to discuss the second operation, the expected ways, the expected destination of Russian impact on the territory of Ukraine. And first of all, I would like to discuss the Russians' reserves, because they have them. And the first very big and very important reserve they have here in the Odessa region. They have a lot of Marines who is waiting their time to start the operation in Odessa. Of course, they can start attack the Odessa itself, or they can start to attack Odessa from the south. And if they want to save more lives and as much as possible, I think that's better to attack and to start the operation in the south. Because in this way, in this case, they will be able to save as much as possible Marines, because to attack Odessa in front is not a very good idea. But attacking this region will allow them to close the border with the Romania, which is NATO country, and they will be able to close the support from NATO country to Odessa. And this is very important. As soon as Mariupol falls, we will have another reserve here. Of course, Russian authorities, military authorities, they will give them some time to relax and to rest after very heavy clashes in this town. And as soon as they gain strength, they will be able to continue the operation. There are a lot of soldiers there. According to the last data I got from the internet, and from some intelligence information, in Mariupol there were around 15,000 Ukrainian soldiers. That means that there are around 30 or 40,000 of Russian soldiers who are storming and participating in this operation. Russian military authorities will be able to throw this army to Nikolaev or to Odessa, because these guys are very experienced and they know what to do in big cities. Or Russians, they can drop these forces to blockade Zaporozhye, which will allow to the forces on the south of Donbass border to go to the north and to surround the Donbass army. By the way, today we got some news from the Donbass border, from the bottom of the Donbass border, and Russians, according to the report of Ministry of Defense, Russians, they managed to take this town, Novomikhailivka. So that means that they are almost in front of Kurakhova. And also Russians took around half of the town Marinka. This is also very important Ukrainian block post. Another reserve of Russian forces we can see on the north. There is also very heavy clashes in these towns, and as soon as town falls, the Russians will have another group to strike this border from the north. Now let's move to Izium. There are also a very big group of Russian army, and they have reinforcement from the Russian. There is a straight road from Russia to this territory, and they supply this territory, and Russian managed to prepare here a very big group. There are few ways how can they use this group. First way, to attack Slavyansk-Kramatorsk, and the second way, to move to the central part of Ukraine. Russian, this morning you could see how Russian attacked Slavyansk and Kramatorsk. It's the heart of this Donbass army, Ukrainian, and they're the command center of this army. And they destroyed their airports and warehouses. Also, there was a very huge and very heavy attack on the Pavlograd. This is very important logistic center in this territory. As far as you can see from this, there is a big railway station, and from this railway station there is two roads. One of them leads to the north, to the Kharkiv, and another one leads to the Donbass. The two second leads to the west of this territory. So this is a very important logistic center, and Russian today destroy all logistic in this territory. So Ukrainians on this territory, they don't have any support using the railway station and the railway road. And as you know, there are a few ways how you can transport the heavy armor, heavy vehicles, or using the roads, but in this case you need a lot of fuel, or using the railroad. And of course, if we're talking about the back clashes, big front line clashes, it's better to use the railroads, because in this case you don't spend your fuel and it takes less time to bring vehicles from one part of Ukraine to another. Also, let's take a look on the Kharkiv. As far as you can see, Kharkiv is under very heavy attack, heavy rocket and artillery attack. They're doing this because they need to freeze army here. They don't want Kharkiv group to be relocated to the Donbass, or they don't want the Kharkiv group to attack the army in Izum, which will allow to Ukrainian forces to freeze the second stage of the special operation. And about the reserves, as I told you, Russians, they have a lot of reserves in the Russian territory, and they're moving them from this side to this place. Now we're moving to the north, to the Chernigov and Kiev region. Today we got a very interesting picture. I'll show you. This is the picture of the army which located on the territory of Republic of Belarus, on the south of it. As far as you can see, this camp is located between the army which blocking the Kiev from the east, from the west, and the army which blockade Chernigov and which blockade Kiev from the east. And there's a lot of forces, a lot of reinforcements here. And Russians, they can use these forces to support both of these armies on the next stage of operation. Of course, the next stage of operation, they need to take Chernigov. And it's not very easy to take Chernigov because, as far as you can see, there is a very lot of rivers there. And the main town is located between two rivers. And to tell the truth, there is only one way to attack this town, from the north, from this side. And it's totally impossible to attack town from the west and from the east. So that's why Chernigov is very successful in its defending, because they put all their artillery here, and they are attacking all the forces that try to attack them. You see that Russian, they managed to take some suburbs of Chernigov, but it doesn't change the picture. It's very difficult to take this town. The population of this town is around 200,000 people, and more than half of these civilians left the town. So next stage, maybe Russians will try to take this town. Also, the next stage of operation, Russia will try to surround the Kiev. And there are two ways they will do this. First of all, you see that this army located on one side of river Irpin, and Ukrainian there on another side. And as you can see, this river goes very long to the south from both sides, and it's very good territory where Russians can establish their base and to take this territory, because there is no problems to move forward to town Borisliv, but the main target, Russian target, is town Fastiv, to blockade this town, to blockade this road, to blockade this town, and to establish fire control over this road. I'm not sure that Russia will try to cross this river to attack, to try to surround the Kiev very close to its border, because it's impossible regarding these rivers. But to move to the southwest and to block Fastiv, maybe maybe they can try to take the Fastiv, or at least the half of this town, which this half which located we could say on their side of the river, and so on. Another way and another thing that Russia can do is to try to surround Kiev from the east. And today we got information that the mayor of Mariupol, he ordered and asked people, civilians from this town, to leave this place, because as far as I understand, the special operation, they are waiting Russians here very soon. There is a very important airport here. It's an international Mariupol airport, very big. It's a very big siege. And to tell the truth, I'm not sure that Russians will try to attack and to storm this town. And I think that in the second operation, the main purpose of this army not to take Kiev or to assault the Kiev. The main purpose to blockade the Kiev and to cut the Kiev from the rest of Ukraine. And I think that Russians they are already in the town Barishivka. They're in the suburbs, north suburbs, and as far as you can see, it will be very difficult from this territory to attack Mariupol because of these rivers and channels. So I think that they will go further to the south, and according to my opinion, the main Russian target is Pereyaslav. This is the city which is located on the river, and as you can see, there is no much problems to take this town, and there are not much towns or villages around this town. So that means that Russians will be able to take this city with less problems than trying to take Mariupol and to surround this Kiev like in a very close border. So I think that they will try to take Pereyaslav, because after they will manage to take Pereyaslav, another window is open for them to attack Kharkiv. Kharkiv is the second city after Kiev where you can find the cross border from one part of Ukraine to another. So these two cities is much more important to take. Of course, the front line will be much more bigger. But taking this city will allow Russians to cross this river without any problems. So I think that on the next stage of the operation, Russians will try to take Fastiv or to blockade Fastiv and to establish fire control over these lands. And on the east, they will try to take Pereyaslav and Kharkiv, so they will be able to connect west side of Ukraine and the east, and they will establish a very stable road from one land to another. Another reserve that Russian has is the reserve that is located here on the north, in the south of Belarus. It's on the west-north part of Ukraine. And this is also very important reserve because there are already 30,000-40,000 of soldiers. And we discussed in my previous video that the main purpose of this army is to freeze as much forces as possible in this and in case if something go wrong, these forces will be able to attack from the north to the south, and their main purpose is to cut off as much roads as possible that connects Poland and Ukraine. Why I'm telling about this group? Because today the CNN, they told that in the next 10 days this north country from Ukraine will start their own operation against the Ukraine, and they will involve their forces on the side of Russians against the Ukrainians. Also today we got information that Poland on the 24th of March, they're planning during the summit, NATO summit, they will make a proposal to move some forces, their forces, Polish and maybe some allies, to the west regions of Ukraine. It's Volynski, Lvivsky, Ivano-Frankivsky and Zakarpatsky region. These four regions, Poland want to move their forces into these four lands. So that's why the existing of this reserve in this place is very important. So Russians will be able to break Polish plans and to cut off these roads. So we will see what's going to be next there. And that's it for today. Thank you for your watching. Subscribe the channel. Also join the Telegram channel. There you can see the video during the day about the situation in Ukraine. And have a good day. Bye bye.